Greetings to all of the bakers, confectioners, tobacconists, and grain millers out in Las Vegas for this year's Constitutional Convention. I'm Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, and on behalf of workers from coast to coast, thank you for your tireless efforts fighting for good jobs, quality health care, and the ability of American workers to retire with dignity. For well over a century, more than 2 centuries in the case of the grain millers, you have been leading these kinds of efforts, fighting to make life better for our nation's workers and their families. I want to give a big shout out to Locals 114 and 364 in particular, who have been leading the charge in Oregon. Throughout my years in public service, I have been honored to fight alongside you. But as much as we recognize and celebrate how far we have come, how much better off workers are today than they were a century ago, we know that the fight goes on, because there are powerful and wealthy forces who want to tear down the progress that American workers have made. In state after state, we have seen efforts to enact so-called right-to-work laws. I prefer to call these free rider laws because they give benefits of union representation to those who don't pay union dues, undermining the power of unions to fight for better wages and better working conditions. We've seen trade agreements that give massive advantages to our competitors in low-wage countries and wipe out jobs right here at home. We've seen forces like the Koch brothers use our courts and legal system to consolidate their power. Citizens United opened the floodgates to dark money in our campaigns, drowning out the voices of average voters. And then a Supreme Court seat was stolen from President Obama and given to President Trump in order to protect that dark money from Citizens United. And too many of our fellow workers are having to work longer, putting off retirement because they aren't earning or saving enough, and the safety net that is supposed to be there for them keeps shrinking. These are the fights we are fighting today. We're fighting for trade agreements that put our workers on the same level playing field as workers in other countries, that make us competitive and keep jobs here in America. We must end the shipment of our good American jobs overseas. We're fighting to strengthen workers' ability to organize and bargain for fair wages, health care, and to ensure that workers have a pension to rely on when they retire. The powerful and privileged are fighting for themselves, but we're fighting for America's workers. As the son of a union machinist who taught me that a hard day's work deserves a hard day's pay, these issues are near and dear to my heart. My father's union wages were a solid foundation for our family. And isn't that what we should all be fighting for? A solid foundation, an economy where there's a strong foundation for every family to thrive, an America where a hard day's work continues to mean a hard day's pay. I look forward to continuing to fight alongside all of you in the BC TGM Union to make that America a reality. Enjoy the rest of your conference, and I hope to see you in person very soon.